And welcome to the 2019 North American Invitational here in Onondaga Nation, just south of Syracuse. And it's the under 15 game between the Western Door Woodsmen and the Clydesdale Black. Clydesdale Black in the black and yellow, and the Woodsmen in the white and purple. My name is David Bowie, and I'll bring you along for the broadcast as the teams are already underway here, as the Black are in the offensive zone. Ball's out to the far side. Up the wing. Centering pass. Not there, and the shot clock will expire, and it will be a Woodsman ball. Coming up the center, Woodsman on the attack. Out to the middle. Ball coming through now. Here's a slot shot. Save. And the clock will reset, but the Woodsmen will retain possession. Ball is loose there in the near side corner. It will be picked up. There's a shot by Guerin, and that is saved. A little bit of forechecking happening for the Woodsmen, as you can hear from the bench. Pressure. And now Clydesiders Black will now come back the other way. Braden McMahon. Oh, he gets hard. Checked into the boards. There's a quick shot, and that'll be saved. No, and it trickles in. And the Clydesiders strike first. With a point shot, it looked like it got in between both the legs, but then trickled on in as Kanan John could not get a hold of it all. Number 99. And now it's 1-0 for the Clydesiders. This is the very first under 15 division here for the North American Invitational. Jackson Johnson credited with the goal. And that ball will roll all the way over. And play will resume with the Clydesiders in the offensive zone. Aiden Rupp trying to go through the middle. Long dish out to Jeremy Fansett. Fansett to Kyle Gann. And now back to Fansett. Ball cycling through, shot, and that's going to be saved by John. And the Woodsmen will start to slow it down as they start their rush. Moving in is George Kelvin. Now he's going to try to go from around the net, or will he? He'll cut it back to the other side. As Jonathan Kelvin goes through, there's a shot, and that's going to be saved by Connor Waller. Woodsman still with the ball, shot, and that's going to be saved. Hit the right pad of Waller. And that's going to trickle all the way back. And we'll get a reset clock, and the Woodsmen will begin their attack once again. 1-0, the Clydesiders Black over the Western Door Woodsmen. Here in this first under 15 game. There's a quick shot, and score! Kevin Wood able to launch it from the far side point. And he ties this thing up. It's now 1-1. And that was a great shot by Wood as he was able to circle around to the far side point. Had his stick cocked up, and he launched it through beating Connor Waller. Tie game, 1-1. 10:05 left to go here in this first half. And the Woodsmen win the draw. Pump fake. And decides to go behind the net instead. Out to Cody Johnson. Cody with a shot, he scores! Second straight possession, second straight goal for the Woodsmen as Cody Johnson gets his first of the tournament. It's now 2-1, the Woodsmen over the Clydesiders Black. Clydesiders actually come in with two teams here in this tournament. They have a black team and a purple team. Out here you'll see the black, and later on the Clydesiders purple will play against the Injuns. So 2 straight goals for the Woodsmen, and now they're back on the attack yet again. Cody Johnson. Rifle it. There's a rifle of a shot, and that just goes off the shoulder of Connor Waller. That'll go up and out of play, so it'll continue to be Woodsman ball. Pass not there for Jonathan. Kelvin couldn't handle that, and that ball's going to roll all the way back as Cannon John will scoop it up for the referee, and play will begin now for the Black. There's a rifling shot, and that just goes wide. Picked up, some physicality happening against the boards. You can see that this U15 is just as physical as the men's division. These are the future stars of the new generation of lacrosse. And it's great to see these young men coming in and enjoying the sport of lacrosse. Now coming back the other way, there's a shot, and it's saved by Waller, getting it from the 5-hole as his net was in the way. Kind of sporting the red, white, and blue around his netting. Kind of reminds me of an Astro Pop with the old school candy, if anybody remembers that. And that ball is launched high and way out of play. So it'll be the Western Door ball. Coming over this John Guerin. He'll get an outlet pass. Shot. Score! That is now 3 unanswered goals for the Western Door Woodsmen after a slightly slow start, and they've come firing back. As Braley Abrams scores his first goal of the game. 3-1 Woodsmen over the Clydesiders Black. This is the first game of the U15 of the North American Invitational. First time ever that we've introduced the U15. And there's a centering pass not on the mark for Braley Abrams, who just had the goal. So again, this division introducing a new generational talent, as these could be future young stars in the making. And we could see these young men make the NLL someday. Could be the dream of many, as we will see them here today on the Onondaga Nation, just located south of Syracuse. And the push from behind will grant possession to the Woodsmen. Now there's a chance out in front. Score! 2 in a row as Braley Abrams scores his second goal of the game. And the Woodsmen now have 4 unanswered. It's now 4-1. Woodsmen over the Clydesiders Black. It looks like the Woodsmen have finally got themselves settled in, coughing up the first goal from Jackson Johnson from the Black, and now all of a sudden we've seen 4 goals, 1 from Cody Johnson, 1 from Kevin Wood, 2 from Braley Abrams, who scored the last 2 goals. Face-off won by the Woodsmen, and again they will have possession to start. 5:20 left to go here. There's a centering pass, but it's not there. There's a quick shot. Save by Waller. Battle forward out in front in the slot area. Who's going to pick up the loose ball? popped up in the air. Who can find it? It's anybody's ball at this point, and now it trickles out into the far side half wall, and it'll be picked up by the western door. Centering pass. There's a shot, and saved by Waller. Good body positioning by him to get in front of that ball. And the Woodsmen still continue their attack. Pass goes errant, intended for Cody Johnson, who has 1 goal already. 4:39 left to go in the half. Here's a shot, and a good save by Waller, able to get his net in front of it. In transition now are the Clydesiders. That's Xavier Galt. Loose ball against the boards, and the push from behind will grant Clydesiders the ball. Now back the other way. Here we go. And that ball was lost in the neutral zone. Loose ball pickup. And an over and back has been called. So we will get possession for the Black. Long lead pass. Misses its target. Now the Woodsmen are coming back the other way. They've been doing a great job forechecking in the neutral zone, forcing all those turnovers. Here's a chance. Shot hit the crossbar. Corbin Bonafide almost had that in. Now the Black will carry it out. That is an over and back. Committed by Owen Cupsey. Perhaps a mental lapse in judgment. And the Woodsmen are in the offensive zone. Shot and save, rebounded by Crispin K of the Black. The Clydesiders are going to go in transition. Delayed penalty call coming up here against the Woodsmen, and it's going to be a holding call. And we have ourselves the first penalty of the game, and it will be awarded to Cody Johnson. 1 minute for holding. Could this be the break that the Clydesiders need to get themselves back into this game, as they will have their first chance on the power play? And let's see them go to work here on special teams. Cupsey to Biro, back to Cupsey. Cupsey winds up, takes a shot, and that just goes wide. Be rebounded by Kelvin, Jonathan Kelvin. Long outlet pass, kind of like a quarterback on a deep shot. Just not quite there for John Garrett. There's a shot, and that's a nice save from Connor Waller. Tyler Jamieson with the shot. Miscradled ball as Owen Cupsey kind of loses it for a little bit, but he's able to recover, and the rest of the offensive unit will now come out onto the field. There's a shot, and save by John. John Cannon making a good save. He's only let in one so far, had an early jitter, but all of a sudden he's been very good. There's a chance and a good save by Waller, getting his left leg out there. And it looks like we've got a delayed penalty call coming up as the extra attacker is on for the Woodsmen. Centering pass, there's a shot, save. There's a big push. And that's gonna blow the play dead, as the push from behind from the Woodsmen will end that. But let's see what the call is for the penalty that will go against the Clydesiders. That's going to be Crispin K headed to the box for a delay of game. The clock is still ticking as we approach the final 25 seconds here of the first half. Woodsmen have a chance to extend their lead before the half. Let's see if they can do so. Rocket shot low, and that's going to be saved by Waller. Retrieved by the Woodsmen. They're going to have another chance, but 8 seconds left on the clock. They got to hurry. There's a shot, and that looks like it went off a defender. 1 second left, and that's going to be it. And an exciting first half for the Western Door Woodsmen as they enjoy a 4-1 lead over the Clydesiders Black. Cody Johnson, Kevin Wood, and Brayley Abrams, who has 2, all goal scorers for the Woodsmen, while Justin Johnson for the Black scored the lone goal, albeit the first goal of the game. And as we approach the half, the intermission is only 2 minutes long, just like all the men's games. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the North American Invitational Under 15, the very first Under 15 Invitational here in Onondaga Nation at the Onondaga Nation Arena. My name is David Bowie, and I'll be taking you all the way here. If you're just joining us, you're watching a matchup between the Western Door Woodsmen, who enjoy a 3-goal lead over the Clydesiders Black by a score of 4-1. And this is a younger and newer generation of lacrosse players. Hopefully future stars one day, as I'm sure that is the dream of many down there on the floor, wanting to be NLL hopefuls. It is great to see that the game of lacrosse is still alive and well, especially to these younger generations, hoping to be future stars sometime. As we know that lacrosse is very rich in the indigenous communities, especially here in Onondaga Nation. And it's starting to be a worldwide sport, as several other countries have started to get in on the action. And this is why we say we like to grow the game. And it starts here with these under 15. Get them started young. They're going to grow up and they'll be big one day. We can only hope. David Bowie here for Lacrosse-TV at the North American Invitational under 15. As we are ready to go back, and we will have 5-on-4 action as the Woodsmen will have a layover penalty. And here we go, opening face-off. Let's start the second half. And that's going to be kicked out of the face-off. And the Black will have it to start. And Owen Cupsey did that kick, smartly done. And Jack Biro getting a double team before he tries to hand that ball off for Xavier Galt. And now back the other way. We can have a breakaway chance. Jaden Kennedy, shot, save by Waller. Waller may have let in 4 goals, but by gosh, he's been phenomenal in that net. Any lesser of a goalie, and that scoreboard would be a lot higher than what you see it as. He's been doing a good job in net. Has been under siege a little bit, but there are many shots that he's faced where he's been able to stone them out. Now Cody Johnson coming back again, takes a shot, and he scores! Add another goal on to Cody Johnson's tally. That's his second of the game, and that extends the lead for the Woodsmen. It's now 5-1. And Holy did. Cody Johnson put the afterburners on as he came in with tremendous speed, able to beat the defense and score on a Connor Waller, who, despite letting in 5, has actually had quite a good first half, stopping many great opportunities that the Woodsmen have had. He's been under siege all first half. Woodsmen back on the attack again in the offensive zone. Bonifade. He'll get it off to his man. Jonas Ground takes a shot, and that just goes wide left. But it still be recovered by the Woodsmen. There's another shot, and that's going to be saved by Waller. It was just caught up in his equipment. Long outlet pass the other way, perfectly placed. But it just couldn't be corralled by Callan Dennis. And he takes a check from behind. And there's a penalty coming up, and it will be against the Woodsmen. It's going to be a 1-minute minor for cross-checking. It'll be a checking from behind penalty, rather. So the Black will go back on the power play. They're already 0 for 1. Let's see if they can make it 50%. The Black. On the attack, there's a shot. And it's going to be saved. And he goes back the other way. Long lead pass, all just off the stick. It's not quite there. Ashton Curry in the box for the Clydesiders. And the ball will be picked up by the Woodsmen. Back the other way. Here comes Kevin Wood, and he'll just pump the brakes. He's got a goal already in this game. Get it to Kelvin Jonathan. As Jonathan shoots, he scores! Power play goal for Kelvin Jonathan as he tacks one on for his team, and it's now 6-1 Woodsmen over the Black. And that is 6 straight unanswered goals by the Woodsmen. They are on a run. And Connor Waller has been under duress pretty much the entire game, but he has made some fantastic stops. Faceoff will be won by Black as Crispin Fay is receiving a heavy forecheck. 3 men on him. Ball is loose, but Jackson Johnson able to pick it up. Ball bounces off the half wall and back the other way we go. Jaden Kennedy coming in, opted not to make the. There's a shot, just goes over the top. And a shot, and no dice. It's Obrig Tall Chief that had the breakaway opportunity, just couldn't get it by Connor Waller. There's a shot, and it goes through the 5-hole, and that's another goal. This time it's Jaden Kennedy who gets his first of the game. It's now 7-1. And the Woodsmen, a little bit shaky after their first minute, have started to go into overdrive. Ringing up the scoreboard here, now leading 7-1 over Clydesdale Black. Clydesiders Black. Goal was unassisted. Now here comes in another shot, and that's going to be saved. Kevin Wood, the shooter, but is recovered by the Woodsmen. One-timer, and save again by Connor Waller. I know I've said this before, Connor Waller has let in 7 goals, but make no mistake, he's made several fantastic saves, and that's just another one. And it looks like we are going to get a penalty. Looks like it's going to be a boarding call. Let's see who it's going to be against, and it will be against the Woodsmen. It will just be a minor penalty for boarding. So the Black will go back to the power play. Unsuccessful so far. Jonas Brown is in the box for boarding. There's a shot. Rebound. Jonas Brown, 1 minute boarding call. 37 seconds left in that penalty. Now back the other way. Here's a breakaway chance for the Woodsmen. Fake shot. Save. Oh no, it's in. Kevin Wood gets his second of the game. And it sounded like Waller had a good chunk of it as it went off his pad, but it went in. As you can hear the sound, and timeout is going to be called here. Kevin Wood with his second goal of the game on the power play. Sorry, on the shorthanded on a breakaway chance. Something you don't normally see on special teams, a shorthanded team getting a breakaway, but when you send a lot of your men on offense, the defense would break down a little bit as it's not as necessary. But nonetheless, the Woodsmen are just having their way here, which is pretty much a rout. 7:14 left to go here in the second half. 13 seconds left on the boarding call by Jonas Ground. And if you're just joining us here, you're watching the North American Invitational U15, the first ever of its kind for this North American Invitational. Under 15s now being invited to participate in this wonderful tradition of lacrosse in this great tournament hosted by the Onondaga Nation. In a matchup between the Western Door Woodsmen and Clydesiders Black. My name is David Bowie, and I'll be with you for the rest of this game. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast here on Lacrosse-TV, as we are just coming out of a timeout called by the Clydesiders Black, as they scored the first goal but have let up 8 since. So we're out to start the face-off here as we come out of the timeout. 7:14 left on the clock for the second half, but a 13-second penalty is left on Jonas Ground of the Woodsmen. They scored a short-handed goal on a breakaway. And great body movement and positioning by the Woodsmen to win that draw. There's a shot, and that just goes wide. And that'll go out of play. Wasn't touched by a Black player. So we will go in transition. Clydesiders Black now on the attack. Xavier Galt coming in. Now the ball's on the far side. Pass is deflected. Now we're going to go back the other way. Possible breakaway chance here. Shot. Saved to the 5-hole, and this time it'll be trapped by Connor Waller. George Kelvin on the breakaway shot, and he gets stuffed. And another fantastic save by Connor Waller. There's a rifle of a shot, and that's easily saved. Here we go, the Black now on the offense. Centering pass, and that is intercepted. Back the other way on a breakaway chance. Shot saved by Waller. There's a rebound shot. He makes another great save. Oh my. Connor Waller with two fantastic saves. Virtually at point blank. One from a breakaway, one from all alone in the slot. And again, Waller, I know he's letting in goals, but he has been impressive. He's made a bunch of highlight reel saves, and there's another one coming off the right leg. Woodsmen back on the attack. Ball is jarred loose, and we'll go back the other way as Ian Phillips has it. Lobs it over for Logan Crannell, but it will be taken away. Back come the Woodsmen, and they'll just slow it down as they retreat back to the middle in the attacking zone. Substitution is on. Braley Abrams came on. There's a shot, saved by Waller. Looks like the Black is going to come away with it. Long rainbow pass. Well, that's going to go into the near side corner. And it'll be picked up by the Woodsmen. And we will go in transition once again. Woodsmen pass in the slot, and there's going to be a whistle. And there's going to be an illegal substitution call. I believe that's going to go against the Woodsmen. So a break there for Clydesiders Black. As Connor Waller would have to be tested again going one-on-one, but the illegal substitution play gives them a break, and it will be served by Cody Johnson, number 7. 3:50 left to go here in the second half, as Black will go back on the power play. Unsuccessful so far. There's a rifle, and finally a power play goal for Aiden Rupp. And a little more confidence is put back into Clydesiders Black as Aiden Rupp scores from the point. That's a power play goal. And you can say that is muchly needed, to say the least, for Clydesiders. And a false start will go in favor of the Woodsmen as they will start the rush. Crispin K on the near side wing. Trying to find a man, gets a pick. Not called moving, now he falls down as he was checked. Loose ball, there's a shot, went off the pad and save. That's gonna be launched away by John Caden. Here's a chance, out the other way, shot, and it's a save by Waller. Waller has been fantastic, stopping many shots from the slot area. And that's a 10-second violation against the Blacks, so we will get a turnover for the Woodsmen. Jonathan Kelvin, the intended receiver, not quite getting it. Able to get the ricochet off the half wall. There's a shot, saved by Waller. Waller, long outlet pass, but nobody was there, and it goes goalie to goal here. Now there's another long outlet pass. This time it's on the mark. Tic-tac-toe, saved by Waller. I tell you, if you just want to put a highlight reel of Connor Waller's saves, all you have to do is just tune into this game, and I think that's good enough. Black in the offensive zone. Crispin K trying to find some room. He's going to get a little bit of help, and as he try to go behind the net as he tried to dive through and sneak it in the back door. But nothing doing. Now back the other way. Breakaway chance. Shot saved by Waller. Here's another chance from behind the back. And two more great saves from Connor Waller. And timeout will be called by the Woodsmen. And the Clydesiders black have to be lucky that the score is only just 8-2, as Connor Waller has been putting up highlight reel saves, one after another in succession. I have to tell you, I'm impressed with this kid. He's doing a bang-up job in net. I know 8 goals. It looks weird that I'm talking about a goalie who's doing so well with 8 goals allowed. But if you're actually here watching this game, you'll understand why. He's been facing so many shots from the point, on breakaways, odd man rushes, like you name it. He's been under siege all night, and only letting in 8 goals actually is really a good feat, something to be actually happy about. Again, weird to say, but nonetheless, if you've been seeing how this kid has been playing, he's been doing a bang-up job for his team. The Woodsmen have been dominating this game, however, in terms of possession, scoring, and forcing the turnovers, and that's been a big thing for the Woodsmen. They've been able to force many mistakes on Clydesiders black. And they will have possession here to start as we come out of the timeout, as we approach the final minutes of the second half. For the first game for the under 15 of the North American Invitational. Pass into the slot, shot. That's just high and goes wide, but it did hit Waller, so the clock will reset. Center shot, save, and Waller able to get it away with his right arm. Long outlet pass, this time successful. Let's see it, breakaway chance, shot, and that was chipped at the last second by the Woodsmen. And ball will go back the other way. Xavier Galt was the man on the breakaway, but he was chased down from behind. Last couple seconds, and that hits off the post. Another shot, and another save by Waller. And that's going to do it for this one, as the Western Door Woodsmen, excellent in all 3 phases of the game, come out with a victory here, 8-2 over Clydesiders black. And this is the very first game of the U15 North American Invitational. Glad to have you along with us here for Lacrosse TV, hosted by the Onondaga Nation just south of Syracuse. My name is David Bowie. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first U15 game here at the North American Invitational. Have yourself a pleasant day.